Good morning, children. So, today we will be studying about the second objective of alchemy. Okay. So, before that, I will be giving you a small introduction, or we will be going through the previous day sessions. Okay. So, last day we have studied about substances, transformations, and physical change and chemical change we have studied, and then we have studied the evolution of chemistry or formation of chemistry, right? So, yesterday we were studying about the formation of chemistry. Okay. So, during the formation of chemistry, we know that before, that means from the from the 8th century onwards, there was some attempts that means chemistry was trying. Okay, that means in Egypt there was a time from 8th century to 16th century. From Egypt, okay, in Egypt it was started that a new technique of science called alchemy. Okay, alchemy was the method of science that people were used during the 8th century to 16th century. And at that time period, what these alchemist means the people who were doing working on this science. Okay, they were known as alchemist. And what was the aim of this alchemist that we have studied yesterday? In that first aim we have completed. First one was to convert that cheaper metal to gold. That was the first method that we have studied. So, how we will convert that cheaper metal to gold, or how they were tried to do that cheaper metal to gold? That means they were believing that the success beyond that conversion, that means how some people were arguing that I have converted this metal to for example, I have converted iron metal to gold. So, and he was arguing like that, and he told that the success behind it is completely depending upon philosopher's stone. What was philosopher's stone? Philosopher's stone means it is a, they were considering it as a blessing, it as a some stone containing some power, like that they were considering that stone. Okay, that stone were present in some philosophers only. Okay, so that much detail we don't want to study. I am just giving you one knowledge about it. Okay, so they were telling that the success behind that conversion or that transformation is because of that philosopher's stone. Okay, then afterwards so many people tried to find the secret behind it, and it was found that they were, what they have told was all what they have told was all lie. Okay, and the second condition or the second aim of these people, okay, what they were aiming to, the second aim of these people were searching for the elixir of life. Okay, elixir means it is a liquid that people were thinking that if I will drink that liquid, I will not die. Okay, that was the belief at that time. One liquid was there, if I will drink that liquid, I will not die at any time. Okay, that is known as elixir, searching for the elixir of life. That means that a liquid for extending their lifespan. Okay, so that was the second aim that these alchemists were doing. See, human beings have always wanted to live long. Okay, so the alchemist searched for the elixir of life. What is elixir? Elixir is a small liquid that these people were drinking to extend their lifespan. So, elixir is an imaginary liquid that would cure all the diseases and help a person live long. Okay, and the elixir of life would make a person immortal. Experiments were made for many centuries, obviously without any success. So, there was two aim for the alchemist. What was the first aim? They were aiming to convert cheaper metal into costlier gold. So many people told that I have succeeded, I have converted iron or copper into gold, but all that arguments were wrong. That was found at the later. Okay, and what was their second aim? They were aiming to find the elixir of life. What it is? It is a liquid that is used to increase their lifespan. What that people believed at that time? They were believing that if I am drinking that liquid, if I am drinking that elixir, what will happen? My lifespan, I will not die. Okay, so that is elixir of life. So the second aim of this alchemist was, they were trying so many years for finding the elixir, for that, so that these alchemists will not die. Okay, so that was the two aim of alchemist. Okay, or the method or the science alchemy. And next topic is why alchemy failed. So now nobody in earth, in the present century, nobody is believing in this alchemy. Okay, so why it is not using now, or why it is failed? The reason is, the very basic of alchemy were incorrect. That means these people were telling that the full earth or the full life on earth is completely depending upon three factors, that is air, land and water. And what these people were telling is, more than this, that means the most power is present on earth, fire, air and water. Only the most powerful things are these four. They were believing on only earth, fire, water and air. They were not believing on all other things on nature, or they were telling that what all natural things are happening on earth are completely depending on these four factors only. Okay, and what happened is, these people are completely, see, the Greek believes that everything is made up of the four substances, earth, fire, air and water, and no substance could be simpler than these four. And what they were arguing, they were telling that only anything that we have to prepare on earth, what all things, what the in future anything will be discovered, all will be depending on only that four factors. Which are the four factors that alchemists believed? Air, water, earth and fire. Only these four factors that alchemists were believing. And they were telling that there is no substances similar than these four things. That means other than these four things, there will not be any another thing. Okay, which there will not be any another powerful thing on nature. Okay, and they called it as elements. Okay, what they have called elements? They have, this alchemist believed that only four powerful things are there on earth, and they named these four things together as elements. Okay, then, and these alchemists tried to prepare substances of their choice by using these elements. And what they were telling is, they have, for example, melting one iron metal into some another metal. They were telling it is only possible by fire, like by heating. So like that, so many, they have made so many arguments like that, that anything is possible on earth because of only that four factors. And they have tried to make new things on earth from these four factors. And from the 17th century onwards, okay, from the 17th, that means alchemy period was, alchemy, the science of alchemy was only followed from 8th century to 16th century. Okay, then after the 17th century, what happened? From the 17th century onwards, scientists began to discover substances simpler than these four. And what happened? So many scientists have made so many studies on so many elements, and they found that there are smaller elements other than air, water, fire and earth. There are other minute microscopic elements present in nature. And the four, and afterwards that alchemy method was completely disapproved. That means nobody supported that alchemy method, and this was the origin of modern chemistry. Then from there onwards, that means from 17th century onwards, the evolution, the formation of modern chemistry have started. Understand? So that means from before 17th century, that means up to 16th century, which method was followed? That is alchemy. And what was the aim of this alchemy? Alchemist aim was, first aim was convert cheaper metal to gold, and the second aim was to find the elixir of life. And later what it was found, what all things they have prepared, or what all things they have found, that all was found to be wrong. Okay, and what was the things that they were believing? These alchemists were only believing on four things, that was air, water, fire and earth. These were the four things that they were believing. Okay, and afterwards, from 17th century onwards, what happened? The scientists, the educated people, what they have done, they have made so many study on so many different things, and they found that other than that air, water, earth and fire, there are so many simpler means small things that we can separate easily, like that simpler things are present in nature. And finally what happened? Alchemy technique was completely disapproved. Okay, from there onwards, or from 17th century onwards, what was introduced? Chemistry was introduced. Modern chemistry was introduced. Okay. So the next topic that we are going to study is the beginning of modern chemistry. How modern chemistry is started or introduced. Okay. So so in the half of the 18th century. So now we are going to 18th century. So 18th century, Lavoisier means he is a scientist who discovered hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. Okay, that was the first discovery. Okay, he was the person who discovered oxygen gas and hydrogen gas. And what he found? He found that when the mixture of this hydrogen gas and oxygen gas are burned, okay, when we are burning these two gases together, what is formed? Water drops are formed, or water vapors are formed. Who discovered that? Lavoisier is the scientist who discovered hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. And what he told? He found that when these two mixture, when these hydrogen gas and oxygen gas are mixed together, and when we burn these two gases, what will happen? Water vapors are produced. And thus, from there onwards, Lavoisier proved that water itself is made up of simpler substances called hydrogen and oxygen. So, when water is formed, he found that so water is made up of two substances, that is hydrogen and oxygen. Understand how he find the components of water? When the two gases hydrogen and oxygen were burned, what is produced? H2O, water is produced. Understand? H2 and oxygen, hydrogen gas and oxygen gas are burned together, that time H2O is produced. And he found that, and he proved that water is composed of only two substances, that is hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, so at the earlier time, what this alchemist told that the chemistry, the simpler substances are earth, air, water and fire. So water, they were telling water as an element. Who told? Alchemists were believing water as an element. So when Lavoisier found that water is not an element, that means element means only single thing. Okay. And when Lavoisier found that water is made up of two different things, hydrogen and oxygen, that time he proved that water is not at all an element. It is a mixture of two different substances. Understand? So he found that, he proved that water is not an element. Instead, hydrogen and oxygen could be. That means instead of water, what he told us element? He told hydrogen and oxygen are different elements. When these elements joined together and when these elements are burned together, water is formed. Okay. So oxygen had been prepared earlier by Priestley but was identified by Lavoisier. So Priestley is another scientist, or a chemist. What he have done? He have made so many studies on so many different gases, and he told that for burning, in order, if we have to burn any substance, some particular a gas is needed. But he don't know which is that gas, or what is the nature of that gas, or what is the property of that gas. He didn't made a study on that. But later who came? Lavoisier has studied on that gas which was prepared by Priestley, and he told that this gas have these much properties. This gas we are breathing in, that gas is needed for the human beings and living organisms to extend their life. And he named that element as oxygen. Understand? So who prepared oxygen first? Priestley prepared oxygen, but he didn't give that name or the properties of oxygen. But who found all these things? Lavoisier found all the properties of oxygen, and he given that name as oxygen. Understand? So from the 18th century, from Lavoisier onwards, it was believing that that we have to, there is another branch of science called chemistry. Understand? The chemistry was started from 18th century onwards. From 17th onwards, so many studies were going on, and from 18th century, it was a branch of science, chemistry was approved. Understand? So oxygen and hydrogen was first discovered by whom? Lavoisier only, but both the gases were prepared by some others. Oxygen was prepared by Priestley, and same way hydrogen was prepared by Robert Boyle. Okay, Robert Boyle. We will study this Robert Boyle, Boyle's law, like that, so many things in our coming chapters and all. And Robert Boyle, he prepared hydrogen gas, and oxygen was prepared by Priestley. But both the gases properties, both of them didn't study and didn't given out. And who made study on these two gases? Lavoisier has made study on both the gases, and he given the name as hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. And he itself explained the properties of both the gases. Okay. Is it clear? So up to here, all of you read your textbook, and 2, 4, 5 times all of you read your textbook. Don't think that teachers will not ask questions and all. At the first day, I will put one exam for you. Test paper will be there. Okay, so read your textbook and all. Okay, thank you.